Hello there everybody, Dan the Muffin Man is back today to watch Rurouni Kenshin episode 6 of the 2023 version. Of course, as usual, a comparison between the new and the old will be made because I feel unless you understand more of why things the way they are. And boy, this episode had quite a few changes that I liked. Some I understood the reason for the change and others that had me scratching my head. Now, let's start off with the beginning scene of Karu's cooking, which in the 90s version really played up the fact that her cooking is just awful. Can you not tell I'm reading from a flicking script? I hate it. Scheiße. I just tried some different for Pete's sake. I'm not used to reading off a script, so bear with me. But yeah, it really does play up the fact that Karu's cooking is awful. The look on their faces alone lets you know that this cooking is not the best. It's like they're forcing themselves to eat this concoction. It didn't look that bad that Kari was making. However, in the current version, the 2023 version makes it seem like it's fine, or just not as bad as the old version makes it seem to be. Even even Yayiko doesn't make the same face he made back then. He either appreciates the food or it's just fine for him. Sort of Kenshi's 90s version being way more slapstick than current version. It does feel like the 90s version Kenshi sees himself like Kurogasa, who of course he has this little gambit appearance. Kind of like his design, all right. But beside that fact, Kenshi sees himself as Kurogasa. He sees himself as a manslayer still, and he also pities his inability to change his ways even in the times of peace. However, in the 2023 version, the wording makes it seems like it's purely pity for Kurogasa. There's no comparison, or at least if there's a comparison, it's only subtle with Karu's reaction to what Kenshi is saying. Also, another thing in the 2023 version, Kenshi immediately makes it known that he's aware of what technique Kurogasa is using, the blinding effect, not blinding effect, but the stun effect or spell that Kurogasa is using. Kenshi's aware of that. However, in the 90s version, they just kind of sit there when he's supposed to mention it, and they just kind of sit there for a few seconds, just staring at each other. So yeah, the 90s version kind of dropped the ball on that. I don't know why they did that, but I'm going to assume it's because they want to build tension for Kurogasa, which I feel they nailed in the 90s version, because they really wanted the viewers to feel tense and afraid of the looming presence that is Kurogasa. The use of the OST and even the placement of the guards alone give off a vibe more seen in even scary movies and horror movies. Even the rain in the beginning of the 90s version give off a more scary vibe than the newer version did, but not by much, but enough for me to give it the edge in the 90s version. The atmosphere of the 90s still at times trump the newer version. And to even add to that fact of scary, they for some reason they made Kurogasa appear at 12 midnight opposed to 1 a.m. in the newer version, because I guess monsters appear at nighttime, right? Maybe that's what Tani here was thinking. Who at first gives off the persona, or he gives us this vibe, or he clearly shows that he's more of a cowardly but rich political figure. In the 90s version, he's immediately just scared shitless. But in the newer version, he comes off first as cocky, a little bit smug at the same time. So I get the feeling in the newer version as to why he has these people who are willing to follow him because of that cocky attitude he has. That alone might help him to build um give up the vibe that he is a good leader, until of course that's until Kenshi shows up, which here's where the omission happens of they didn't even mention in the 90s version that Tani knew who Kenshi was. It doesn't even look like they knew each other at all in the 90s version. But apparently they did know each other in the Meiji era, where Kenshi even served under him for a brief period. And he kind of like jokes, like he makes fun of Tani's little speech in the beginning, because he knows how he used to be. And I guess it kind of shows Kenshi off a little bit. As to why they would omit that is beyond me. Following these following all these events here, you see Tani's persona slowly crumble, which makes more sense than him being immediately afraid. I could get why the 90s version is afraid, because maybe he found out beforehand that there's a murderer is coming to kill him, and he's just scared. But yeah, he doesn't care, because understandably, yeah, a murderer is coming, but it's one man versus an army of men, or what looks like a good amount of men behind him, and guards on the other side. So that's why he's cocky. So it's more believable in the new version why he just got more and more terrified as things went on. Now, Kenshi and Sanosuke enjoy a game of shogi in the 2023 version while waiting for Killer Gambit to show up. Even Tani's guards show confusion to their almost lax disposition in the face of the murderer's arrival, which I feel both versions do a good job initially showing just how terrifying the man is, as he effortlessly just downs guards one by one. But the 90s version of Kurogasa felt a little bit more stronger, or more so it's everyone else's reaction or response to his power that feels stronger, or quite skewed to Kurogasa's favor. An example being Sanosuke clearly being unable to move in the old version. Like, he just moves his foot like, I can't move. Your power is too strong. While in the newer version, he just states that he's feeling heavy, while he just pushes guards away. He's clearly able to move in the newer version. I mean, Sanosuke even breaks out of he breaks out much earlier, I feel, or much more convincingly out of Kurogasa's spell, and helps better. Sanosuke is more of a help in the newer version. In the old version, he just gets his hands damaged and he misses completely. But in the new version, he manages to break Kurogasa's sword, taking damage, yes, but in the process allows Kenshi to come in with the clean hit on Kurogasa's head there, breaking everyone out of Kurogasa's spell or power or whatever it is. In the 90s version, Kurogasa gets out and breaks the spell himself without even taking a direct hit, all the while mocking Kenshi's change from his manslaying ways. Kenshi even agreeing with him later on, feeling that he currently can't beat him, which I feel like he could. Or maybe I'm wrong about that. Conversely though, the current version of Kurogasa, the 2023 version of Kurogasa, states that he wants the true sword, not the Sakabato that Kenshi is currently wielding. However, I guess you could say that he means the Sakabato of the manslayer that he used to be. So both versions essentially say the same thing. Let me make my speculation, please. No, that's just what I speculate. In the following scenes here, a few changes were made between the two versions that make you really ask the question: how does the 90s version Kaoru find Kenshi? she just ran off after hearing the news from Sanosuke. How did Sanosuke lose Karu that quickly? He and Yahiko were only a few seconds behind her after she left and ran off. So does Karu in the 90s version just have a spider tracer or a tracker on Kenshi to find him? To know he was in that exact spot? I have no idea. So I think I'll give this particular scene to the new version. In which case you can see how she made it to Kenshi and how Kurogasa caught her by stalking the group in the bush here. So Sanosuke gave her also the told her that he would be by the river, which makes sense as to how she knew to go by a river to find him in the new version. But I guess maybe I'm just being too nitpicky here, huh? Now, I'm not sure if the choice of OST and the ribbon scene here is the reason that the 90s version gave me more of a romantic vibe. Maybe it was the OST I feel, but the 2023 version felt more like admiration. I don't really get no romantic vibe here. Am I wrong that there's no romantic tension? At least for sure Kenshi doesn't feel love for Karu at this stage, but Karu does. Correct me if I'm wrong. Alright? It's more of admiration on the 2023 version part. Anyways, I can't wait to see what they do with the following episodes, with the next week's episode, so be sure to catch me then. It may not be the best, but I'm still new to reading off scripts. Can you blame me? I've been doing reactions for years now and I'm trying something different. So bear with me a little bit. Thank you for watching to all of you. It means a lot. And I'll see you guys real soon, okay? Goodbye. So long. Have farewell. Goodbye. It is out.